I'm one of the meetings that like goes
Dude, Johnny just yelled at me in the hallway today, like a raw thing. And I turned around and I was like, Halloween is over. Oh my god.
He's always trying to say
Did you see the video of him saying that word? Okay, do you want to see it?
Kinda.
Wait, I gotta. Just give me a second.
Like, I'm literally in trouble.
Just take forever.
Okay.
Dude, this one's all stupid. Dream. Dream. Well, we made it.
I'm done in my I guess we're in there tomorrow. I was trying to skip
Josie and Alexis did that. I
This
can't.
one. Oh, wait, this one.
I'm trying to show you what my wife had.
It's a dumb exchange, family. Dude, it's a dance party.
KP, I might have to show you later because my phone is not working correctly.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Oh,
It's a dumb exchange, really, a dance party.
did you just look up Busan? Busan, whatever his name is. Dude, isn't this picture me fantastic?
How straight people damn ones that I'm going to be worse for this. But I also have lost bad
This
like
one's
his
not
and pieces put it on and told me I was Jackie Chan for college. I swear to God. So I had to put that hat on.
You got like a diamond groove thing.
So I was really about that for college. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm trying to show you. What I say.
Just ask Vincente for the video. Or apparently Ethan Toyko.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, this one.
I think I have. I know somebody, but
I know two people that have it. I know Vincente recorded it.
I think I woke up at like
there's like.
Oh, there's more than one video of him saying that word.
When was it? Was that 2 years ago?
I think it was just now, I believe.
Just now, like it's a live feed. Like 10 people don't hit every time.
I know he said in 9th grade. I wasn't there.
Maybe he's
Last year, he said his uncle was black. Like 100%. He said he's like 50%.
It's his uncle
That's
and
how that
dad.
works.
And then he kept saying it.
But he can only say half the N word though.
Don't say it.
If you're half black, you can only say half the
And
N
then
word.
the next week he comes back. And he said,
yeah, like history.
he stopped saying.
Dude, did someone like report him like, is your brother? Because Jack keeps saying that. What? No, we're whites. I'm like, okay, I'll tell him that he's not. Oh my! I meant like the principal's calling his dad saying.
Like, Aiden, I think
I didn't know he had a brother.
I thought
just,
he did.
I was just thinking that I was Miss Blyer calling his dad.
That's so funny. These memes are from
Me and my brother, my 100% black, so I can say that I'm more cultural.
You know, like my soccer. Yeah.
Whenever I think Aiden, every time every lunch period, he just walks up to us and looks at us for his wife. I'm like, yeah, I hated the.
Eden is like that guy who's brother.
There's another.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's Johnny.
There's a brother, yeah, his brother's name.
Yeah.
That is
No.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing today? Wonderful, 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 ladies and gentlemen. come on up and grab a sheet of paper. You are going to need it for some of your problems that you're going to be doing today.
Do you get your calculators back?
Sir, well, do you see them out?
No.
That means no, I did not.
No.
Now again, if one shows up on the counter over there, that's fine. But no, I did not get my calculator back yet.
So.
Please double check. All mine were marked.
Oh, you already got it.
Oh.
I'm so tired.
Anthony Baez.
But I'm gonna say ask because I'm tired.
Jaden, Caden, Maya, Mason, yes. Dante, yes. Lucy, yes. Evan, no. Sophia, Kayla, Rose, KP, Keanu, Ben, no. Michaela Powers. Michaela! Headphones. Please put them away. Thank you very much. Andy. Yep, gotcha. Jasmine, Isaiah, Anthony, Michaela Stosh, Eckler, and Morgan.
What do you guys think about junior trick or treater? No.
17, 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
No, I have not.
19.
I went in my McDonald's employee outfit. I thought you did. Yeah, I thought you did. Yeah. Bro. Did you go?
Okay. Name me a polyatomic with a prefix or a suffix and give me its formula. Okay, I'll take all the volunteers first, then I'll start calling on people. All righty then, here we go. Michaela Stiles, what do you got for me? Oh yeah, it ain't that hard. Come on, turn your periodic table over. Look at the back, pick a polyatomic, put a suffix or a prefix on it, and tell me what its formula would be.
Bromite BRO2.
Okay, what would the charge be still? -1. Please remember, when we change the number of oxygens in a polyatomic, which is what we do with our prefix system and our suffix system, when we change the number of oxygens, we do not change the charge. Andy. Okay, what would be the formula? And the charge? Still a -3. So ASO4, arsenate becomes arsenite ASO3. Good. Go ahead, Mason.
Bromite,
Okay.
BRO2.
Well, wait a minute. Michaela, didn't you give us bromide?
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
Come on, go further. Go further.
Arsenite.
No. We just did arsenite. You're taking the ones we did. Hold it. Stop. Do something different to bromate. Don't make it bromide. What could we put in front of it?
Oh, hypobromate.
No. You can't do hypoenate. Hypo.
Hypobromite.
Okay. So what does the formula become for hypobromite?
BRO1.
Okay, BRO or BRO1. Still a -1 charge. Good. So hypo in front with the IT ending means we're going to lose 2 oxygens. Go ahead, Keanu.
Nitrite.
Okay, nitrite. What is that? That's nitrate.
Oh, NO1, NO3.
Make up my mind. What does ITE ending do, Kiana? What does it mean?
Oh, so it'd be NO2 -1.
Okay, means we've lost one oxygen. And you're right, it would be NO2 -1. All right. Maya, pick one. Pick a polyatomic and give me a change to it.
I don't know.
Well, pick one. Anyone. Anyone you want. Pick a polyatomic. Better end in ATE, though.
Carbonate?
Okay, what would we call carbonate, CO3, if it lost an oxygen and became CO2? What would its name become? It's no longer carbonate when it loses an oxygen. What does it become when it loses one oxygen? Carbonate. Very good, very good, very good. All right. All right. Joshua. CO or ClO. What would we call that? ClO -1. You sure? ClO. Yep. Now what's the closest one on there? Just ClO. No, ClO. It would have one oxygen still. Well, I took how many away? No. Okay. So what would we do if we took 2 away? What would we name it? Very good. Hypochlorite. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we lose one oxygen. Chlorate will become chlorite. Formula for chlorite, Rose. What would be the formula for chlorite?
Is it just going to be something?
What?
Is it just going to be something?
It's going to be the same as chlorate, but minus what?
So, just -1.
Well, but how many O's? The ITE ending means we've lost how many oxygens?
What did you say?
Okay. We're starting out with chlorate,
Mm-hmm.
ClO3. It's -1. If we lose one oxygen, what does it become? What does the name become, Michaela?
Chloride.
Chlorite. Very good. Chlorite. So what is the formula then if we lose one oxygen, Michaela? Instead of ClO3, it becomes ClO2. Still a -1 charge. Now, Josh, I had him go down all the way to ClO. ClO means we have lost 2 oxygens. So when we lose the first oxygen, what do we do to the name, Declan? No, we don't put it as ide. Ide are our binary ones. What do we do to the name when we lose an oxygen? We make it an ITE ending instead of its ATE ending. Jasmine, what do we do to the name when we lose 2 oxygens? We put hypo in front. Guys, it's right here on your side. Okay, it's right here on the side. All right? We lose 1, we are going to make it an ITE ending. We lose a second, we are going to put hypo in front of it. So hypochlorite means that chlorate has lost 2 oxygens. Okay? KP, what would it be if it was ClO4 -1? Would be perchlorate. We keep the ATE ending. We put a per in front of it, ladies and gentlemen, and that per means that we have gained 1 oxygen. That per means that we have gained 1 oxygen. Questions? Okay. Good. Again, I know I said this yesterday, but I will remind you again today, ladies and gentlemen, since there are some of you who were not here yesterday who are here today. Number 1, ladies and gentlemen, in 3 weeks from today, You will not be here. You will have the day off. You will be getting ready for your Thanksgiving feast or whatever it is you do at the end of or near the end of November. I will be here working on your grades and things and getting it so that some of you I will not see next trimester. Some of you I will. Okay? So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, time is running short. Now, my list is not very long, but I do have a list of people who are missing quizzes and tests. And if you happen to be on that list, ladies and gentlemen, you need to get it made up. Go into Google Classroom, go into Infinite Campus, look at your grades, see if you're missing any tests, see if you're missing any quizzes. No one in here is missing any tests, so you are fine. But see if you are missing any quizzes. Because if you are, ladies and gentlemen, you need to get them made up. And my suggestion would be if you're missing a quiz for Unit 3, probably do it before we take the Unit 3 test, which is next week, Wednesday, a week from today. Okay? So keep that in mind. But also, ladies and gentlemen, I put in this Unit 3 class teaching videos. I tape our class as we're going through it for another student of mine. So because of that, ladies and gentlemen, I've put these videos out there. And again, they're YouTube videos. So when I'm done with this in class, and all you're going to see is my screen, what I am broadcasting up here. But you will hear what we're talking about in class. You will hear what is going on. Okay? So when you open it up, ladies and gentlemen, it is a link. It is based on the day. So if you missed yesterday's class and you want to see what we did, here is the video for it. Now, I will tell you in the video, and it says, okay, I'm going to give you the next 15 minutes to work on something. I don't stop the recording, but you could fast forward through the next 15 minutes because I don't do any teaching during that time. I give you time to work on things. Okay? If at the end of the hour I say, okay, go ahead and work on your worksheet, that's where the video ends then. Okay? I may forget to turn it off, but that's where it ends. Point being, that is there for you to use, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Now, here is the other thing that is there for you to use, ladies and gentlemen. If you are working on the homework, which I think I got about 3 of them turned in from you, okay? Again, it's not hurting your grade. It's not going to hurt your grade until it comes time for the test. And then I put problems that were on the homework on the test and you can't do them. And you're like, well, you never told me that. Yes, I did. Okay? Yes, I did. Your test is written. Your test is taking and writing formulas for 60 out of the 70 points on your test. Either writing a formula or writing a name for a compound. And it will be all of the different kinds. And I don't say, well, this one is a binary ionic. This one is a ternary ionic. This one is a ternary with a suffix. You got to figure it out. Okay? So the more you practice, the better off you will be. But here, ladies and gentlemen, are your worksheet keys. These are the answers for all of your worksheets. So if you're doing a worksheet and you're like, man, I don't know if I'm doing this right, check the keys. Now, please, I don't guarantee there might not be a mistake or 2 on the keys. Sometimes it happens when I make them. But if everything that you're doing doesn't match the keys, that's a bad sign. If what you're doing matches the keys and there's 1 or 2 that don't, please let me know. I will check the key and see if I need to correct it. Questions, ladies and gentlemen? All right, since you got the sheet of paper, ladies and gentlemen, let's do this. Name the following compounds. Go, ladies and gentlemen, go. And the ones where it says Roman num, those need Roman numerals in their names, please. If you have questions, ladies and gentlemen, raise your hand. I'll be happy to come around and give you some assistance. But this is about half of your test on next week, Wednesday. It's taking a formula like this and writing a name for it.
You said next week Wednesday?
Yes, next week Wednesday.
HCRO3. And IO for so iodate. Iodate, or I'm sorry, per iodate.
Mr. Burr.
Coming, Rose.
IO4, so per
Okay. Okay, Declan, kind of try to keep it down so that other people can work on it on their own without you shouting out the answers to them. Okay, thank you. What's the matter?
Okay. So, would that, how I do that? Or no?
Well, here's iodine. IO3. Okay, so this is IO4, which means one more oxygen from iodine, which means yes.
This is add one, minus one, and both of these were two.
This is -1. This is -2. This is +1. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Use it's your periodic table. You can write whatever you want on it.
Oh.
Go for it. It won't appear on my periodic table for a while though, since I made 5,000 copies of this.
And what was you talking about? You said, like some, I don't remember, you said something about.
We can help you out here.
I don't know, you just said it, you said,
The Roman numerals?
maybe.
Okay. Normally to write a compound, not a name, but to write a compound, we need to know the charge of the things that are involved. When they fall in here, we don't know the charge of these things because they can have multiple charges. Only we know the charge of zinc, zinc is always a +2. And silver is always a +1.
But and it's just
In here, these other ones could have more than one charge.
But what if
So
it's just
when I say we need a Roman numeral, you have to write a Roman numeral when you put in a name. If there is a Roman numeral in the name, that tells you what the charge of that metal was. Okay, and the charge always goes with the metal. The non-metals, we don't ever change their charge.
Where are the non-metals?
The non-metals are over here, and most of the non-metals are your polyatomics on the back.
Oh,
Okay?
so what did these,
right there?
wait, so you know how like, there was the number on top?
Yep.
Where did we get that number?
That is from the group that it's in. So
Oh, so everything
everything
on
in
the top, so like this is all one,
This is all +1, this is all +2,
these are all.
these are plus, nope, those we don't know. What we were just talking about. These are +3, these are +4. So under here, +2.
What's the charge for
Under here, +1. Now above this,
How do
we
you
got.
know how far down are, is it just as?
These are all, okay, the bold line separates it. These are all metals here, from lithium on down. So they are all +1. This one is fine, even the +3s, from aluminum down, all the metals are positive.
Oh, so from the line, so this down.
Correct.
and then-
Correct. When we go up, then we go to the charges that are at the top.
So this one.
No, +5,
Oh, we're going.
and then +6, you don't need to go that far, but yes, even +7. Yes, perfect.
Suffixes at the end,
Perfect.
prefixes at the beginning.
Yes.
So like the only numeral you think are
No. The CO on the bottom one is on the back of your periodic table.
So you see third.
Well, it's close to that.
It's before,
It's that, but it has done what?
But.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's a suffix.
Thank you, KP. Yes, for helping.
Per,
It doesn't look like.
Okay, well, here's the thing. IO4, -1 charge, right? How many of them are here? Nope. Remember, there's only one. That's IO4, that is the group. Okay? That whole group has a -1 charge. If there were more than one of them, that would be in parentheses. Okay? So what is the total charge of all of the IO4s? Well, each one is a negative one, and how many are there? So that's a negative one. So what does the nickel have to be? Positive one. Now, since it's a positive one, there can only be one nickel there, right? So, okay, that's what we put for a Roman number. Okay? So we have to work backwards to find the charge of the metal. Okay, what's arsenic charge?
I don't know that little thing right next to it, and then.
Okay, negative 3, and how many of them are there?
3,
So what is that total charge? Okay, now, here's the thing, about the copper, how many coppers are there? And what does the total charge need to be? Positive 6, right? So what number times 3 gives you a positive 6?
I can't finish.
There you go, that's how you find the charge.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Who called?
How do we do the Roman numerals?
Okay. What is the charge? Take your pencil back, sorry. What is the charge of IO4? Find it on the back of your periodic table. What's the charge? IO4.
Four.
Well, you're not gonna find IO4 on the back, but it's the same as IO. Okay, so this is a charge of negative 1, right? How many of them are there in this compound? Don't tell me 4, because that is one group.
And you still put it in the front. Yeah. You still keep it in the front.
How many of these IO4 groups are in this formula?
And that's just one.
One. How many of these PO2 groups are in the formula? How many of these AS03? So there's only one of these, right? And it's a charge of negative 1. So what's 1 times negative 1? Negative 1. Now, what would the nickel have to be to balance out that charge? If this is a negative 1, what does this have to be? Positive 1, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, how many nickels are in here? So what number times 1 gives you a positive 1?
Correct.
Oh, I don't think the Renaissance Hot Spare. I thought you were
That's the charge of nickel.
the other one.
Put it in parentheses. I is
one.
I is 2.
Capital I.
We know the charge.
So the parentheses say
There's not a charge.
there's no parentheses.
So because there's no charge.
So this one, there are 2 of the PO2 groups.
So we don't.
Here's, there's 2 of the ASO3
Because
groups.
it's nickel and nickel is the only one that we know.
So that's what you need to use to find the charge.
So we put nickel
That's 2
and
of those
then
NH4 groups. Which one?
The rest of them, not this one, 'cause that,
Not this
I
one.
need to tell that, let's check the rest, and then we get back to that. I don't know
Like
if I
that one,
would-
like previous,
That is not a ball. That is
Oh,
a
is
capital
that-
ball.
is this- Oh,
On the right track, yes.
oh, it's just gonna be with the I.
I was like, I was sitting there and I was like.
Well, look at what it is. Look at what the formula is.
And then
CO4
Oh, wait, it's the pro.
per.
Pretty,
So it's gonna be 2,
Wow.
so it'll be I.
Well, no, hang on. Get rid of that. Wait. Okay, so, this one, what's the charge?
People like, does I want to do that?
Now times how many?
Literally all the like houses, because I want to
Negative 6, right?
So all the houses that like left us
So what does the copper have to
were
be?
all dumped, and I would took one of the people's buckets. So the person left it out on their doorstep that was like, sorry.
Okay, and there's 3 of them, right? So what number times 3
And
is
then they
this?
put, but we caught them on our ring camera and they go to their parents. I was like,
So you were right. I just wanted to make sure that we moved.
that they didn't get scared.
Oh, okay, I got that.
Buy the copper, buy the copper, buy the copper, buy the copper, buy the copper. Okay, so to the firm. If you don't do that, there's no oxygen in there, that never changes, that's just a noise. Okay? Okay,
Oh, yeah. Okay, wait.
this one,
That's,
not
I
right.
don't know how to do that one.
Yes, you do. You just didn't go far enough.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, you said Ross. I thought it was high school.
Yeah, it is. That's what he said. I didn't go far.
That's what I thought, but I
Yeah, that's.
We're doing marketing.
Are you happy? Yeah.
Okay, what you did here is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
CRO3, you're not gonna find it. You'll find CRO4. Thank you. So CRO3 to do this is lost one oxygen. IT.
Can't do.
Okay. IO4.
You
will not find
are.
that here, but you find IO4.
It's giving.
That means that we put the per in front of the IO date. Okay?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go through these because most of you have gotten pretty far with it. All right. Before we do anything, though, ladies and gentlemen, again, up here on the front desk are the periodic tables that I have been writing on for you. Okay? If you want to come up at the end of the hour and take a picture of them as you leave, because after that, when the bell rings, you can take out your phone. If you want to use your computer, you can come up and take a picture of them anytime you want. Or you could simply come up and copy this information onto your periodic table. That is your choice. But, what? Well, yeah, but you got to come up here and do it when you get, hold on. There will be time, okay? There will be time. Relax. All right. Let's go back to this, ladies and gentlemen. Oop, wrong one. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Because actually, Rose just gave us a great idea, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's in the explanation there, but by ITE, you may want to put lose 1 oxygen. Because that's what it means. Compared to the AT ending, you have lost 1 oxygen. For hypo, it means you have done what? You lose 2 oxygen. And what does per mean? You gain 1 oxygen. Now again, remember, these are always comparing to what? The normal ATE ending that is on the list over here. This saved me from having to make this list 4 times. Okay? And not all of these can do these endings. Acetate cannot lose 2 oxygens because it only has 2. You'll never lose both of them. There will always have to be some oxygen left in your compound. Okay? So acetate could never lose 2 oxygens because then it becomes C2H3. Will never happen. Never happen. Okay? Questions? Yep. Always have to have at least 1 oxygen left in it. All right. So the first one, ladies and gentlemen, ZnCrO3. ZnCrO3. Lucy, what did you get for that one? Zinc chromite. Very good. Please make sure you enunciate the ending because ate and ite, it's very difficult for me to tell sometimes. Perfectly done. Thank you. Okay. All right. NiIO4. What would that one be? Go ahead, KP.
Nickel 4 periodate.
Okay. Is that right, ladies and gentlemen? No. Everything is right except for one thing. What is not correct? Wait, first of all, I'm sorry. KP, what did you say was the ending again?
8.
Periodate.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Thanks. Somebody was saying ite. I didn't know if I heard something wrong. The one thing that is wrong, ladies and gentlemen, is what? The Roman numeral. Now, here's where you have to be careful. This IO4 The 4 is part of the group. It's not how many of them there are. Okay? That 4 is part of the group. And IO4 has a charge of -1. Okay? So there is only one -1 here, which means the total charge is a -1. So the nickel in the compound has to have a charge of +1. And since there is only one of them there, what does that make the charge? +1. Okay? The charge becomes +1. So please be careful. Okay? We are not using the 4 here as the number of them. If there is no parentheses around the polyatomic, there is only one of them there. Okay? Questions? All right. Mg3, PO2. What do you got, Andy?
This is overtime. I'm supposed to go to Miss Hunter's at 8.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm not logged in. Hang on. Wait. Yes. Okay. Tell Miss Hunter it's no big deal because we were doing important chemistry. Okay. Thank you. All right. So sorry. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So again, Mg3, PO2, what would that one be, Andy? Magnesium. What is the other one? Hypophosphite. Perfect. Magnesium hypophosphite. This is close to PO4. PO4 to PO2 means you have lost 2 oxygens. Okay? Excellent. Wonderful. Amazing. Good job. All right. Rose, can you give me this one?
I didn't do the Roman
All right. Give me the rest of it other than the Roman numeral.
copper, and then I don't know how you say that, but it has an ITE at the end, I think.
Okay. Well, what's the start of it? Sound like a pirate.
Arsenite.
Perfect. That's perfect. Arsenite.
Oh, okay. I didn't get to the number.
Okay. Now, what's the charge of arsenite?
-3. Oh, wait. Yes.
Hang on. No, you're fine. Keep going. Arsenite, what's the charge? -3. How many of them are in this compound? How many of them are in this compound, Rose? Arsenites. 2. So what's 2 times -3? Yeah, okay. I'm not trying to mess you up here, okay? All right. So to have a total charge of 0, if this part is a -6, what does the copper have to be? +6. Okay. How many coppers are there? Look again. Look at the formula. How many coppers? What number's after the Cu? 3. Okay. So what number times 3 is going to equal a +6? So that's your charge. II. 2. Okay. By the way, if you don't know how to write a Roman numeral, please let me know. I will come over and I will tell you how to write it. This is not Roman numeral class. Okay. All right. All right. Our last one down here at the bottom. Caden, what'd you get? Ammonium percarbonate. Perfect. Questions? Why percarbonate? Because it has gained 1 oxygen compared to carbonate, CO3. Questions, ladies and gentlemen? Go ahead, Michaela.
Where did the 2 on the left side come from?
The 2 on here?
CU and the last name.
Okay, this 2 right here, sorry, let me get this out of the way. This 2 that I have underlined, that's what we were finding, okay? When you need to find the charge on a metal, we have to do it backwards. Why do we do the crisscross method, Michaela? To get a charge of what? 0. So when we need to find the charge of the metal, we use that to help find the charge of the metal. Here's what I mean. Arsenate, there are 2 of them, and each one has a -3 charge. So that means that this part is going to equal a -6, which means this part over here, the copper, has to equal a +6. Well, we know there are 3 of them here. So what does the charge of each one have to be to give us a +6? It has to be a +2. Okay? So again, we can't tell that by looking at where it's at in the periodic table. It's in that section where it doesn't tell us that. Okay? Questions? Does that help, by the way? I'm sorry. Good. Questions? Okay, give me 5 formulas for these 5 names, please.
Nitrates. Or I
You know.
2, 3, 4, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. That's right.
I really can't. Oh, wait. What's the charge?
Bless you.
Oh, it's negative. But if you get rid of 2, wouldn't that change the charge? Why not?
You cannot change a charge. You can balance off a charge. But the charge is determined by either where it's at on the periodic table, what the polyatomic is, or the Roman numeral that is shown. So in other words, this is cobalt, it's a +2. You're not going to change that in this compound. Now, the idea is in the end, we want to balance it off by so many sulfites so that the total charge on the compound is 0. But you can't just change the charge of the cobalt to suit you.
I know, but if we lose 2 oxygens.
It doesn't change charge. We change how many oxygens, we do not change charge. Okay? Otherwise, it would be ugly if it did. You're right. Then it would be hard to do these. Because if their charges changed all the time, we would have a hard time predicting it. Their charges don't change. The only thing that changes is the amount of oxygen.
Yes. No.
Okay.
No for the AP. Yes. Figure 1.
Where is my coal?
Headache.
Well, you can't just make it up to something
I
else.
was just like a man.
Oh.
You really suck at finding.
Who's call? Yes.
I don't know.
Her chance.
Couldn't, I don't know what that.
I don't know. Can you check it?
Which one?
Someone called.
Okay, well, first of all, you have to written an actual call.
No, we'll look at this side.
What you've got there is
Bring it
correct.
up.
Now, put AG and put the NO together to make a single compound. Okay, what I mean is that this is an element, that's an ion and that's an ion. What I want you to do is,
That's iron.
now, please remember,
Oh, yeah.
we want the total charge to be zero, right? So we're gonna do the crisscross. Take this one here, we're gonna do this here, okay?
No, that's iron.
This charge is
Sorry.
by the
Oh, no, that's already for you.
That's.
No way, right?
Don't
So,
write it
yeah.
like it's two different things, put these things together, by the way. CO, capital O, is very different than cobalt.
That's because you got. I
Yeah.
keep doing that.
Don't do that.
It looked like.
Wait, so we don't, what happened to the
You don't need to know that one. Whoa, that, you don't need the four.
You know what I'm saying?
Hyponitrite, -2, right?
Oh,
Nitrate was NO3, you went the wrong
oh,
way.
it's on this side.
Yeah, it is, but that's capital C little o, not capital C capital O.
Oh, that's what you're trying to say. I thought she had.
Yeah,
oh, okay,
okay,
Okay.
Joshua? Yes, sir.
and I can't even read two words on
Okay.
On the TV spot.
Alright, so let's do
So,
this,
Oh,
There's not two twos. Where are you talking about? There's not two twos in the three.
We cannot tell the charge until.
Oh, so it's one of the.
Even though it's here, it can get +2 or +2. Okay? So it can be either one. So the only way we can know
So
is
it's
by
just.
taking the charge of acetate
Isn't
times the
phosphate
number.
just
Yeah.
phosphorus?
Now, what's the charge of each acid?
And then,
It's a binary, I think.
so you can.
The other one is RP.
What's the charge? -1. And how many go on?
CR4.
So we take -1 times 4. We multiply. That means it's -4 charge. The total charge on any ionic compound is divided by 0. So if this gives us a -4, what does this actually give us? How much charge? +4. Now we do the same thing here. The charge times the number. How many are in there? So what does the charge have to
I
be
think there's
times
more
1
than
to
two.
give us?
Where was
We unify. We unify in 2 days.
It can be, okay? There are times when we can undo the crisscross, I'll be there in 1 second. But where we have to be careful is something like this.
So those few hours of practice were that important. How is that working together? I think it was a 7-hour practice on Saturday.
What's the charge of this?
I don't know.
Okay, so we can't tell manganese because of where it's at on the periodic table,
It's given to us.
okay? So tell me, what's the negative charge from the carbon?
So,
Oh, I never said you could go store it.
I took a picture of my makeup. There's a lot of it.
sure, man. If you could.
So,
Uranium, that is Ug with a charge of +4.
so who's 3 then?
And hydrochlorite, so the last two chlorides, chloride.
Oh, it's
Chlorate.
Because it ends with ITE and it's a hypo.
So then it loses 3.
This is 2.
So
But hypo
it's not always as simple as just undoing the crisscross.
No. Okay.
Because
Yes,
if we have
but stop.
reduced it, it will come out the same. You're right, with this one, if we just
So-
undo the crisscross, it does work out to be.
Hypo only goes with.
But sometimes
The
it
IT
doesn't,
and
that's
it,
why we
right?
have to be careful.
It means if you lose one more.
Mister.
Hang on.
The original goes that's from hypo.
No, it cannot, it's that number and that one outside.
Danny, what am I gonna do if I
You
run
can't change the groups, you're right. So you're looking at that number and that outside.
Because I think I'm gonna run out of yard today.
What do you need, Rose?
I go hot,
I need everything, but right now, can you just check my work?
Which one?
Not this one, because that's the.
I think
And I don't know how to find.
So where's your final count?
Oh, this.
You no, you don't.
This.
Make
this go down.
Oh,
Here's
you're
the
like
problem.
deciding.
What's the charge? Yes, you do.
You check.
Oh.
What's the charge of ion?
If you don't show up to your work for 3 days straight,
That's how you figure out what the charge is, that's how you figure out what the number that goes above it. I'm not going anywhere, Rose. Is that good? This is not the right charge.
Really annoying.
Yeah, you did.
I got
I don't know where you got that number from.
Wait.
Yeah, that's a minus one.
Oh, I got that number from it.
But you see what happens? Now, the good news is what you're doing, what you're starting to do with the charge, you're doing it different with the charge.
Now we're doing like this.
Now it does look like this.
Or is it like
Oh, this 3 doesn't look like it. It's in parentheses, we always look down.
oh,
That 4 was part of the CLO.
Okay, now.
CLO 3 became CLO 4.
okay, so I got something
So
else.
we're not changing the CLO 4.
Keep that four inside.
No,
Yeah, no, we're inside.
Michelle asked me if I could be
Don't change that group.
Okay.
Well,
Nope, that was fine. Go get rid of that too.
Yeah, I got the letter saying, oh, your grants and your GPA so high. Close to a bunch of business classes. I think we need you as a
Okay.
I think the word
Wait, wait, look at it.
I do.
Look at it.
Somewhere by
I think
I looked at
Is this? Wait, so where did
I'll come to
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
It's just.
No, you didn't. I caught you slipping. What's the charge on it?
It's plus four.
That's plus 4. There's always gotta be a charge on it.
Oh, wait, so where did it?
Hey, Brandon.
That's all that is. It's just plus.
But if you go out.
Uh-huh. What's the charge on it? What?
That would be like.
What?
It's so long, you gotta stay in.
Thank you.
Well, it depends.
Don't die. Don't die. Don't die. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I'm seeing a lot of good things happening. But again, the details, the minor little things matter in these. Okay? The minor little things matter in these. So let's take a look at these, ladies and gentlemen, once I can find my pen.
Can I use your pen?
No, because it won't write for you. You don't have one of these.
No, can I use the
No,
pen
no.
you use for this?
No.
I'm
no,
gonna make
no.
mine look
Hey,
pretty like
hey,
yours.
hey. I am very protective of my pens.
I'm gonna steal
Okay.
like that.
That's what somebody said about my calculator that's missing now, too.
I didn't do it. They ain't got nothing to do with me.
Well, you're part of the problem
Listen, man.
because you're not part of the solution. All right, silver mason. What's the symbol for silver mason?
Don't tell them no.
AGNO. That's what you want for the entire compound? Good. That is correct. Now, again, You cannot just invent your own symbols or use one that is already assigned to another element. So silver is not S, silver is not SI, silver is AG. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. I don't even get to control that. All right? Now, silver is a +1. The hyponitrite is a -1. So when we did the crisscross, there was no need to bring anything down. So it's easier for me to just do this than it is for me to pull out the eraser and erase them. Understand that's why I'm doing this. So we can see where things came from. All right. Cobalt 2 sulfite. Go for it, Rose.
Give me a second.
1.
It's COSO3.
Okay. What's the charge on cobalt, Rose?
2.
+2. That's what it says right here. What's the charge on sulfite?
2.
-2. So these are going to cancel out after we bring them down. That's why we end up here. And please, please, please do not capitalize that O in cobalt. You have just made it something very different. Okay? So the O needs to be lowercase. All right. Iron 3 perchlorate. Iron 3 perchlorate. Go for it, Jaden. Perfect, except for one thing. That's not an I. That's a Cl, chlorine. Okay, Cl chlorine. Now, again, iron +3 perchlorate. ClO4, that is a -1. We are doing the crisscross method here, ladies and gentlemen. And that's how this 3 ends up out here. Please, please, please. If you are going to put a subscript by a polyatomic, it has to go in parentheses. It has to. Okay? Now, also, please remember, this 3 means there are 3 of these groups. 3 of these. Okay? To balance off the one iron that had a +3 charge. Okay? If I'm not putting a subscript by a polyatomic, I don't put it in parentheses. That's why there are no parentheses here. There is no number by it. Only when we are going to put a number by it. Very good. Excellent. All right. Chromium phosphide. Chromium phosphide, Declan. CR3P4. Perfect. What kind is this? Binary. Goes back to what we did at the start. Chromium +4, phosphorus -3. Boom, boom. There you go. CR3P4. Questions? All right. Germanium hypochromite. Germanium hypochromite. Evan, what did you get? Okay, now you did this absolutely perfectly correct according to the crisscross method, but there's one thing you missed.
Oh, wait. Instead of the 2, it says nothing, and then the 4 is the 2.
Thank you. We can reduce this. We can reduce this. This one can be reduced to GeCrO5 2. We can divide both of these by 2, ladies and gentlemen, and reduce it. Other than that, perfect. Okay, but now again, if you leave it like you did unreduced, that would be wrong on the test. Okay, and please remember, what we are looking to reduce is the number here by the GE and the number outside of the parentheses. That is how many of these groups there are. That is the number that we're looking to reduce. Okay, that is how we get that. Michaela.
A 5. If it's hypochromite.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Way to go, Evan. Way to mess me up. Here, I built you up. I gave you all this height. Hypo and ite means we've done what? No. Per means we've added one. Hypo means we've -2. So go back to chromate. What is chromate? CRO what? So that would then be what? Thank you. I trusted you, Evan. I trusted you and you let me down. Questions? Yes, no, maybe so. All right, good. Get to work on your worksheet. Get to work on your worksheet, ladies and gentlemen. I will save tomorrow for binary covalent compounds. Now, here is the really good news, ladies and gentlemen. Binary covalent compounds are easy. They're easy. You'll love them. They're simple.
No.
They should have played that at the
No, don't say that. I would like to be able
Travis Scott.
to.
You don't know.
Say that.
People,
There was a
They made me go to a meeting during my English because I'm the class representative, and we talked about well, in every home base there's a class representative. Vinny is Mr. Brand's class representative.
Mr.
Rose.
is it only for home bases?
Yes.
Yeah, it's only for home bases.
Okay.
And then
So
like every month.
why did you not
go to
write
a
that
meeting.
by this side?
Well, last month we.
Because what hour is that? Fifth hour. It's the fifth hour yet. So I only put one note on the back side of mine at all, and that was what we did here. So I haven't written on that one because that one's not for your hour yet.
Ask her
Our
that.
hour. Why do you got one for hour?
Your hour is sitting up there. You didn't even bother to grab it.
But you was using it probably.
Was it
That's
class?
Well,
why.
oh, I'm sorry for doing things for you.
Oh.
They're all the same though. You got everything on the back that was on the back. That one isn't first hour either. You're looking at it. She's about to yell at me.
And then the next day
Yes,
he
I
moved
was. Okay.
Where I need to write my chemistry.
So why you don't got nothing back
And then,
here?
The only thing I have back here is the note that I put on there today. That's the only note I put on there. You know why? Because I know this stuff.
I thought you. Well, you don't.
And you're welcome to put any notes you want on there.
That's cool.
like
I
this
think I should put that here though.
I think you should put what you need.
And then,
I don't know what you need. You've got a lot of room there. You can put a lot of things.
his house got raided.
So what do you think I need to know?
I think you need to know how to put any ionic, any covalent, or any ionic, any ternary compound, and any ternary compound with suffixes or prefixes. So I don't care if you write things like, do an example of how you do something, so that you remember the crisscross method.
And then
That would be a good thing to put on there, but it's up to you what
Right.
you want.
So you in there.
Can you do it?
it's like the butter, not the butterfly, like the snowball.
No, it's
Okay,
like
can you write an example
It's kind of the same.
what is
Let's
it?
call it just the mouth.
How you do like, how is this
Totally.
like?
When I used
The order.
Can I do an example of how you would do it?
Yes.
Whenever you're done, you're just
That's why I'm not staying to this.
We're gonna have.
well, I wasn't trying to get shot up.
Can we just ask
Who
me?
could be next?
No, you can't ask me on the test. You give me the answer.
But I just.
Oh yeah, no, I you have both.
Do it, count, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and I will definitely not tell you.
Arson.
I'll tell you what.
If it's right or wrong.
Well, you're not getting it. You don't
What?
I will tell you a Roman numeral. So, okay. So here's another one where we can't tell.
That's not arson.
So that's what we use.
So,
Oh, it is a.
this combo, you're gonna take the charge times the number.
Like,
Okay? CO2, what's the
This is what I
charge?
do with Jameson every day.
What's the charge of CO2? Okay, then find the thing closest to it.
This is what I do with Jameson whenever I get little treats.
Okay, so what's the charge across here? -2. Now, how many of them are in this compound? Two, which gives us a total charge of what? 4. Total charge of the compound has to be 0. This side has to be a positive 4. Well,
Dude,
this charge
the warheads sound.
and the number.
Why the enemy?
Well, I don't know the charge, but I do know how many of them.
Saying that context.
So what number
Oh my
times
God.
1?
No, because I did not have it.
You're gonna get
So
two.
this is the last thing that we're gonna do. Once we have this and this. What do you know how many of these there are?
What happens?
And you have. No, just the opposite. Just the opposite. Just the opposite. Okay. You realize you'll be stuck with another oxygen, right? Because oxygen is always
I don't think it's gonna make it.
It's not gonna make it to the reveal. That's so sad.
Can somebody turn me into CO2, please?
So you want to be with another oxygen and a carbon?
Yo, I'd rather do that than do.
It would be, and then use the carbon and we're good to go.
What if it's become a tree?
No, you're the carbon.
I got Okay, you're only changing oxygen. So if C2O4, you're only changing oxygen.
I'd be the wise Mr. before.
Should
You don't mind running, like, could you just like-
No, you do not need to write one. I did on that example that I showed you yesterday, only because I wanted you to see that it went from 2 to 1. Okay, but no, you do, we never write once. Okay, we never write once.
Whispering things into like little kids.
Not even.
Let's start yelling at people. Let's do something good.
I honestly.
So what is the
What YouTube shorts?
Questions on your homework other than.
Dude, not.
Okay, knitting has 2 needles.
Yeah.
Oh, my mistake. What do you mean?
Yeah, I know, but like, it's like no better.
These are fucking.
So you're trying to find a spot.
I'm trying.
I don't know why it doesn't do that.
Sometimes I'm able to be
Well, next year I got algebra 2.
Well, I
That's a
understand
good
that,
one.
but you don't actually get to do these assignments.
Doesn't sound
Oh, so you're learning through osmosis. Watching someone else.
Oh my god.
I can give you all 3 of my notes.
I hate it so much.
Everything. Everything. Is it right?
What did you do?
I did. I gave you the keys. Did you check it?
Is that true?
It might be over.
Oh.
I posted every key for you. What more do you want? I actually got the key.
Dude,
Go into Google Classroom.
his mom only watches, let him watch YouTube.
Go into Unit 3. I don't know. Do you see the keys? The one that's grayed out that says Unit 3 worksheet keys? Did you read it? What's that again?
I didn't see that.
Well, I know. I just showed it to you at the start of the class the last 2 days, but maybe you weren't here because you were.
Dude, that's what my aunt said to my cousin about SpongeBob.
Okay,
See the
some people highlighted the ones that end in IBE because even though they end in
He's making these
IBE,
up my
it's
really annoying millennial girl at TikTok.
there are polyatomics that end in IBE. Some people chose to highlight them, so if they need to, they can turn
This is
their
not real. We're alive.
Yeah,
but make sure you manipulate people. Dude, you're be the smartest.
those are ones that end in IBE.
Hey, sit down. You got 5 minutes left.
What? You guys tricked me. What the heck?
It's easy to trick the simple-minded, Declan.
Oh my god.
No, we're trying to leave early. That sounds like you took the sugar out. It sounds like you took the sugar out. Like how like they call like diet stuff something light.
No, he watched 21 Jump Street.
You need to take it, Fran.
Classes for, good when I know what we're doing.
A lot of
It
classes
makes
is
me
that way,
less
Rose.
tired.
Oh yeah.
Like the other day.
Here's the other thing. The more effort you put into something, Rose, the better you will get at it. Always. Always. Always.
I can't believe it. I never watched 20. What about 20 Jump Street?
Do I have any what? Do I have any folders? Do I look like the folder king of Kansas City or what?
Yes.
If not, can you hold this for me so I don't crinkle it? I just made a beautiful worksheet and I can't crinkle
And you want me to hold it for you. So you have been responsible enough that you've created this wonderful thing, and you want me to hold it for you? No, you're not in 3rd grade anymore. Jeez, Louise.
That's wrong.
All right, I'm giving it to you for a special deal.
Putting on my tab.
You don't have a tab here. Your credit's no good.
$5 for a folder.
Well, I have what she needs, so I can charge whatever I want.
Well, you only have what I need for the day. I have
Blind
one
demand.
that is
Well, then good, use those.
No, they're not with me. So hold this till tomorrow. No, crinkle it.
If it stays, here's where it's staying. You sure you want it to stay here?
No, don't put it there. Put it in there.
No, I am not responsible for your stuff,
Put it
young
through
lady.
my work.
No, I'm going to recycle it. So that way it's environmentally
Thank you. Look, you even bent the this.
I invented this.
Yes. I have my own vocabulary. You leave me alone. Thank you.
That was the term you've been looking for a long time.
Well, I'm talking about.
Yep. Go ahead. Yep.
Literally stuck. Tell who? Nobody's gonna believe you.
Yeah, they are.